Once that is done, right there, you can confirm whether the receipt is genuine or not. Thank you. Please, let's move on so that I can leave here immediately. Yeah. So now the SMS validation, like I said, I want to believe that we can try it out on our own. Do we agree we skip that? Yes. So once you just follow, the procedure given on the manual, you will get a result. When you don't get the required result, please contact us. We will explain what has happened. Now let's quickly look at the website, please. The website, like I said, if you want to do it as an individual that just want to confirm the genuinity of the receipt, you just go to the home page and then go to where you have validate receipt. It will give you a window where you put in the receipt number and then your telephone number. It will return to you the information on the receipt, the payer, the amount, the date, and what have you. It will do that. But if you now want to render a service, that is where we need to actually go to this place. As an agency, you want to render a service, then you will need to log in with your payer ID, you put your password, and then you put your email address. Now, under where you have select service name, you select agency. And then where you have enter service code, you put in your own agency service code. For instance, I've used the one for LRS. I know the LRS here will have the understanding. And that is 32990. And once I click login, it takes me to the menu. We all have seen this before. Hello, have we seen this before? Yes, please let's confirm. Now then you scroll down. Once you scroll down, you will see validate automated revenue receipt. And then you click on display. You click on display and then it brings you to this window. This was displayed before. And then you put in the receipt number. You put in the receipt number.
Sorry.
Let's use the one we have here.
Please restart. Please restart.
Okay, let me use the one that is showing here. That is 230-134-992. Please, any volunteer phone number? Is 080. Yes. But let me have the phone number. 371-254-09. Okay. Now you say validate, and then it gives us this information. I hope we can see the information just as you have it on the receipt. He said this receipt, whatever has been already presented on November 11, 2013, the name of the agency. Can we see that? The name of the agency and then the code and what have you. Now all of this information you have here, like I said, the system have taken a record of who had done or carry out the validation. And so if a taxpayer or whoever who had gotten a service from you want to go and use the same receipt, let's say for instance the person had paid for land use charge and then he has a transaction to do probably in housing. The two are related somehow. And then this person now wants to pick up the same receipt just to get another service in housing. Now, by the time the personnel in housing is carrying out a validation, it will show this information that, sir, you have actually validated or getting a service in land before. So why are you presenting the same receipt for housing? I wouldn't know what service you want to get, in-house in any way. But what we are saying is that before now, people get their way of using the same receipt to get multiple service. Why? Because we are just innocent. We just want to render service, and once we see the automated revenue receipt, we believe that yes, this is a taxpayer, and of course, we actually have to render the service to the person. But with this control, it might be difficult for that person to get away with it. And also, don't forget that, like I said, you are rendering a service, then you must have a register that shows that at one point in time, Mr. So-so or Mrs. So-so paid for a service here, and then such transaction will be taken into records. I hope we are clear with this explanation of how important our automated revenue receipt is, especially now that there are a lot of people out there. We are praying that the society will be a lot more better than this. And so people who are jobless now will have something doing, and then all of us will run away from crime. Many give reasons why they have to do all that in order to get daily bread. But there's always a positive way of getting our daily bread, which we believe that by the time the society is taken care of and the things are done in the right way, all of us will enjoy the good of the land. Thank you so much for your time.
Mr. Morundia is from BDRI, Business Development Research and Investigation.
Thank you very much. You are welcome once again. We have been told about the automated revenue receipt, and we have been told how to log in on the website. And the next thing we're going to talk about is the electronic tax clearance. As we know, before, in those days, we were using the paper tax clearance. Now we're using the electronic tax clearance, that is the smart card, which you can view anywhere in the world. Now, there are different types which we have. We have the ETCC, which comprises of the payee, the direct assessment, and the self-assessment. We also have the MTCC for the artisans, that is the mechanic on the roadside, the organizers, and etc. Then we also have the CTCC for the corporate organizations. Now, these are the different types of ETCC which we have. And we can view the details online via the website, or we can read through the card reader, which I'm going to be explaining later during the session. Now, to continue. Now, I talked about the ETCC, the self-assessment. I said we have the payee, the direct assessment, and the self-assessment. Now, I'm sure my colleague must have talked about the enumeration earlier in the class. Now, if you go to any bank, you can assess yourself. And all you need to do is pay corresponding tax. There is the form for the self-assessment, and I'm going to show you how you can print the form on the web. At the back of the form, there is a table containing the income, then the related taxes which you can pay. When you look at it, you can assess yourself, go to the bank, pay the amount, fill the form, collect your receipt immediately, attach it to it, and send the form to us. Or you can submit at any other tax station for onward submission to us, where we print the cards for you. Now, that's for the self-assessment. Now, for the direct assessment, you need to go to the tax station to be assessed by the tax authorities. When you go there, you discuss with them. They now tell you, or you know your worth, you discuss, they now tell you what you need to pay. Now, when they tell you what you need to pay, you go to the bank, you pay this amount, you collect your receipt immediately, fill the form, fill in your details there with your passport, signature, phone number, etc. then you submit the form at the station there. Then you will submit the form to us here, forward processing for the tax clearance. And when these tax clearance are produced, an SMS is sent to your phone, which will tell you that the card has been processed. When you receive this alert, all you need to do is go to where you have submitted the form and go and collect your card. Now that's for direct assessment. Now for the payee, you need to belong to an organization or a company, or if you're in the Lagos State government payroll, we have the record here, and I hope we all have our cards. If you don't have cards, then you need to fill the form. If you're in any MDA, fill the form, give us your record, write your record number on it, then we process your cards for you. But if you're in a company, you need to submit what is called H1, that is the annual return, to LRS office, where they're going to certify whether the H1 is adequate or not. When your H1 is adequate, you collect forms or you print out the forms. All the staffs of the organization print out the forms, they fill the form, submit the forms to the station, where the station will now submit the forms to us for processing of the payee ETCC cards. So these are the process for payee. Now for the informal sector, those are the ones for the roadside mechanics, the organizers. Governments are giving them the privilege to just pay 2,005, or you pay below 5,000, then we produce the MTCC cards for you. And how to distinguish between the ETCC and the MTCC? It is written on top. You see, this is ETCC, it's written on top, just below the electronic clearance charge. ETCC is written there. Then the Lagos State government, the modified tax clearance, which is the MTCC, is also written on it. So these are the ways where you can distinguish between the ETCC and the MTCC. Another way you can distinguish is by the payment. When you verify the tax details, then you will see the payments. You see that the one has paid 2,500 and one has paid maybe above 5,000. So those are the ways. Then at times, some taxpayers do come to our various offices and they say that they misplaced their cards. Now, there are processes which we go about it, and what we need to do is to obtain sworn affidavit and the police report. Then we pay a token of 2,005 to First Bank or FCMB. And as you can see, the account numbers are here. You can write that down if you are in any station. The account number for the First Bank is here. Then for the FCMB, you pay the 2,005. Then you make sure you collect your receipt immediately. You fill the form. Then you submit with a letter. You submit to us. Then we process another one for you. So that one is for lost card. Then I'm going to be talking about the old cards. There are some old cards that are in circulation, and some of these taxpayers, they do come to our offices, and when they present these cards, what we need to do is collect the cards for them, forward the cards to us here, then we produce another one for them. That one, those ones, they don't need to pay any fine. Now, these are the samples of the old cards. Now, you can see there's a stripe up here. That shows that this is an old card. But if you look at the new ones, you can see it has the logo, it has the chairman's signature, then the organization where you belong is there, then your name. So these are the things where you can distinguish between the old card and the new card. Make sure that the LRS logo is there. The chairman's signature is also there. Then the date the card is printed is also there. You can see it there clearly. But if they come to your station with the old ones, please retrieve them and submit them to us to us here, so that we can produce another one for them. Then for the NTCC, we have this, also this one is also an old card with a boost trap at the end here. Please collect them from them and submit it to us so that we can produce the new one for them. So that one is for the old card. Then there are times you might want to change our names. Maybe I'm carrying the family and I want to change to a nobody. Or maybe I was once a miss and I want to change to a Mrs. There are procedures which we need to go about. Number one, we need to do a newspaper publication. First of all, we need to do a newspaper publication. Then we write a letter. Then we attach the card that bears our old name. Then we submit it to us. It's free of charge. Then we produce another one for you. But if you are married, you also need to attach your marriage certificate. Please go to page 22. They're all there. You can read it by yourselves. So if you are married, you also attach your marriage certificate to with the letter you have written, with the card, submit it to us, then we produce another one for you. Now, when we are processing these cards, there are some challenges which we go through or which we find out, which makes us not to be able to produce some of these cards. And number one is, when we are writing, some of us don't write legibly. Maybe you want to write a G, you write it as a Z, or you want to write an E, you write it as a C. These are some of the challenges which you have, because there are people too that are keying in the letters into the system. So we need to advise the taxpayers that when they are filling the form, they need to write, maybe probably they can write in capital letters, because those ones are more clearly, those ones are more clear. You can advise them to write in capital letters so that when they are doing the cards, you can see the letters clearly. Then some fields, we need to fill all the fields. The telephone number, our email, we need to attach a clear passport photograph and make sure we sign. Your signature is very important. Please. So when these taxpayers come to us, please let us encourage them to fill the forms properly, so that when you submit 50 forms, you are rest assured that you are getting 50 cards. Do you all understand? Yes, please. Now, that's about the cards. Now I'm going to be telling us I'm going to go to the practical session now, where we can see the details of these cards we have produced. There are two ways we can go about it, either on the web or with a card reader. These are the two ways where we can verify the details of the cards. Now, this is the website. Now, when we want to verify our details on the website, there are two ways which we can go about it. And I'm sure they've told us, you can either log in as an individual or as an agency. Now, when you log in as an individual, you can only view your own details. You cannot view somebody else's details. You're only restricted to your own details. But when you log in as an agency, you can view other people's details, including your own. So I'm going to be logging in as an agency so that we can see how to view the details. I'm sure you have been taught how to log in.
Please, we can try it on the system. We can try it on our various systems. Not connected.
Sorry, why is trying to log in, please? How many of us does not have ETC card? Who don't have Which ministry are you from? MDA. Okay.
I lost my own.
You lost your own. Then you have to pay 2.5, like you said. You have an old one. Okay. You said that when you have an old one, you need to return it back to us so we can give you a new one. And you need to fill the form. The essence is that because when you fill the form, then so many fields have been added now. We need your email address, we need your phone number. You understand? So we always say you should fill a form. So those people that does not have a card now, we're going to send the form down. You fill the form, we process it, and you pick it up at our office at block 19. You don't understand?
Okay, we're here now. Now, my colleagues have talked about this page, and there are several things which you can do on this page. One of the things where you can do on this page is how to view the NTCC card. You can see there is this confirm NTCC payment details. You highlight it. You highlight confirm NTCC details. Then you click on display. It gives you this page, which enables you to key in the taxpayer's PID and the period, the select period which you want to view. Pardon?